Welcome to our virtual studio, Lungi.
Thank you very much, Babalwa.
I understand that you're currently the General Manager for Strategy and Performance at City Power. But before this role, you've held various positions over the years. So can you give us a bit of background into your professional experience and narrow it down to what your current responsibilities are at City Power?
So in the past, I used to develop the strategy and say, where is City Power going? So now it's done by somebody else. What I'm doing now is saying, we said we're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, or we're going to Cape Town. What is it that now, how far are we? And are we on the right track? And are we going to achieve our objective by the end of the year, by the end of the 5 years, and throughout? And we monitor performance on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and on a quarterly basis. And whatever the company reports on, I then go back and check whether what they reported is what is happening on the ground, and is check bodies of evidence. So now that at the end, we are currently at the end of the financial year, I'll be working very closely with the AG and the auditors, where they come in and say, you said you have achieved so much, and have you achieved it? Give us evidence, and how are things going with that? And that's what my main functions would be at City Power at the moment.
You have quite an important role there to making sure that the books are balancing.
Yeah, the books would be more financial, and the CFO would do more of that. What I would do mainly would be checking in terms of performance. So in terms of service delivery, we said we will deliver so many houses, or electrify so many houses in Johannesburg by the end of the quarter. Throughout the year, I'm checking whether we are on track to achieve our annual target. But also, I then go back, and sometimes people report things and I need to be referee and check, and be the police and check, did you do what you said you have done or have reported? So that's where I work with the audit side. With finance, even with them, I get the information from them and put it into the annual report. So if you see the annual report of City Power, it would have been my department that has put all of that together. If you're looking at a quarterly report of City Power, that department would have put that together and got the information from everybody. So from a financial perspective, governance, policies, everything within reporting in terms of where we are in terms of our performance, that would be
quite an important role there that you play, Lungi. I want to get your opinion on the gender factor now. We are in an era of technological change, and this is also impacting the expansion of African power infrastructure. So how can stakeholders ensure that women play a vital part in this change?
Look, personally, I would have, one of the things that I always preach, even with people that report to me and within the business, is that nobody has ever been given anything. It's our responsibility as women to take and see this opportunity and use it to our advantage. So the same way we say gender-based violence, men should look in the mirror or anything else. You need to start with yourself. So as women, what are we doing to help each other out? What are we doing? So every day, as a woman, make sure you look and you help at least one woman a day, just as a start. Find a project or somebody that you will assist and help. And in the workplace, look, we are powerful women as South African and South African women were standing on shoulders of giants like Winnie Mandela and all of those giants. So we've always seen Bogot, we've always fought for what we need to do. And we are painfully aware that we need to make sure that nobody's going to give us anything, so we need to do that. And personally, I try to collaborate with women, like-minded women. So as part of AWIP and as part of Women in Electricity, we work and we look for, we make sure that we push the agenda for women. In terms of stakeholders and government and everybody else out there, outside of women or companies, within companies, it is, I would say it's a responsibility of everyone to try and make sure that, number one, there's enough women within their own companies to help, but also we work together to improve the situation. And if there's somebody who once said, you know, as women, we need to accept that siyabazala. Yeah, there isn't a single person besides Adam and Eve that was created outside of a woman within the world. So we need to take that and use that for ourselves. And as you said, we are in a technological world, and in energy, we need to accept the responsibility that comes that we are, you won't get economic development without energy. So we need to look for opportunities and make sure that we use that as women. As you can hear, I'm more a fighter of let's take this and make it work ourselves. In terms of expecting others, it's very difficult for me to think that I can, you know, tell them that this is what you need to do. This is how you need to. First of all, you need to listen to women, find out what the women want, and make sure that these women, you can help these women within the workplace and outside of the workplace. If you look at the changes that we are finding ourselves right now in the energy sphere, I think there is so many opportunities. There is so many opportunities for women, and we just need to take them and make them work. I'm not sure if I've answered your question to your satisfaction, but for me, that's how I would answer it.
You have, Lungi, and well put there that there is so many opportunities. It's just, you need to actually identify where you see yourself as, okay, I will thrive there, and then pursue that, as you just put it. On a personal note, I just want to know, how has COVID-19 affected your personal life, how you work as well?
Well, COVID-19 has been a blessing and it is both sides to it. The blessing part is that I get to work from home. I get to wake up, and I'm blessed in that I still work. I know a lot of people lost their jobs during COVID-19. But I get to work from home. Before this, I was driving an hour to get to work. So I just wake up and I could be working in my PJs at home, and that's an advantage, but for me. But in terms of the difficulties, some of them have been trying to be a teacher and a mom and a daughter, and at the same time, and juggling that. When we are at home, they see you and they're like, "Ma, we want this. Ma, do you need this? Oh, Luni, do that. So that and trying to get everybody to see that I'm here, but at this point in time, it's work time. At this point, and trying to compartmentalize those has
Yes.
not been easy, and I'm getting used to it. But that's the one part. But I've also found it has made me think about what value am I adding? How much value, how much more value can I add within City Power, within my own life, within everything that I do, and do that self introspection, and in terms of myself and looking at myself. That's the one part that for me COVID-19 has been a blessing about.
Speaking of reflection, before we conclude this conversation, Lungi, what is your advice to the others in the power and energy industry, based on your experiences during this time, and like what mantra has held you strong?
For me, my mantra is be the best Lungi I can be. In everything that I do, I try to be the best Lungi that I can be. So if whatever you do, and continuous improvement is something that's there, and you need to accept that, okay, I'm learning, this, how do I improve this, how do I make this better? But within that moment, in whatever you do, be the best of yourself.
Lungi, thank you for sharing your personal insights with us, and thank you to our viewers for watching. Be sure to subscribe now to our channel for more GenderLens and other expert interviews.